Tell them to make sure they put that check in there.
Shalom.
First and second, right? So that clears my view. Shalom.
This is
Shalom, everyone.
Waco Israel Ministries. We do thank the Most High, Ahayah, Bahashem, Yashayah, for another opportunity to study.
Yeah, move that lamp away a little, Josh. The light, yeah. Put that a little away. Yeah, there you go. That's better. So it doesn't
Study the Word and to get some more understanding.
Yes. Precept upon precept. That's where we get our understanding.
What I want to do tonight, again, is just give a little lesson review of what we went over last night about the days of Noah. And very interesting that you never expect the time we are in to be so close. But based on the Bible and prophecies and
yes, sir,
the way, especially with what people are doing with technology, I want to put this out there. Everyone, you know how the Most High, you know how Christ said when he gave the parable about hell in Luke 16.
That's right.
How he talked about there's a chasm that is fixed in between the paradise and hell, or Hades. Okay. So I like to draw this parallel, or put this out there. Could there be, in the invisible realm, again, could there be a wall or a barrier that the Most High designed when he created the earth to hold back the the darkness or evil? So only so much of it can come at one time. I just want to put that out there. We know that the Most High bound these wicked angels.
I was just going to say that, Josh. The word says that he bound them out of darkness, right? In darkness. He didn't say he bound them in the earth, right?
No, outer darkness is not in the earth. Right. I don't believe it is.
Right. So he bound them in
a dimension.
In a dimension. There you go. So there's really not another universe. There's not we don't believe there's another galaxy, or what do they call it? Universe out past.
There are dimensions.
Right. There's dimensions.
If you want to put it like that, there are levels of heaven.
Right.
Or dimensions.
Go ahead, brother. Yeah, it's good.
We are on the earth dimension. And we know there's a spirit dimension above us in the heavens. And the highest level, of course, is where the Most High sits.
You can move over, Josh, a little.
Right?
Yeah, move over towards that. Yeah, okay, good. Yeah, go ahead. That's good, Josh. That's real good.
Say something like that.
Yeah. Growing up, I think most of us, right?
Yeah.
All of us viewers, we always thought there's a universe and that there's another galaxy out there. No, there's a dimension that Josh is talking about that we found out that where the Most High bound these spirits, it could be giants, it could be fallen angels. It's something really evil, and he's holding them back until the judgment day. So what Zern is trying to do is trying to break that and cause darkness to come upon the earth.
Exactly.
So if we're seeing all this crime now, folks, without this dimension being broke, what's going to happen, Tony, when they break that dimension? Yeah.
So, well put, well put. Hold on, everybody.
I'll
make this larger. So, with what we went over,
talking. Yeah, keep talking.
With what we mentioned and taught last night, there's some more information I want to eventually get to about CERN. And there's plenty of information. You can go on YouTube or just type. And I want to give you some other information, hopefully, tonight, after we go through these precepts, which shouldn't take that long. So, what is the purpose of the high level purpose of technology? We know that the Most High, the angels that fell gave knowledge and teaching, or they gave knowledge and information to people.
They had actually come down from the heavenlies, and they were pure angels, but they lusted. They fell into lust with the daughters of men on the earth, and they became corrupt. And during that period of time, they had taught the people on the earth charms, war, metal, everything that that really consists of war, trouble, murder, chaos. So that's why the Most High had promised that He would destroy the earth because of this.
Absolutely.
And these spirits had to be chained. They had to be done away with. Not completely until the day of judgment. So that day is fast approaching. Really fast approaching.
Not yet.
Let's
go in the Bible. And again, this is just a brief review of the script, some information that we touched on last night. Let's go to the book of Peter.
First or second?
First Peter 2. First Peter 2.
Okay.
I think it's First Peter 2. It's not as Second Peter. First Peter.
Yeah, it is First Peter. I know where you're going. All right, First Peter 2, chapter 2.
It is Second Peter 2.
It is. Oh, when the elements and all that, and the earth's going to be destroyed.
Excuse us, everybody.
It's all right. Good. You said Timothy or Peter, Josh?
I said Timothy.
No, you said Peter, Josh.
Oh yeah, I said Peter. I accidentally clicked on Timothy.
Is it Peter? Second Peter?
Second Peter 2 and 4.
Okay. Let's go to the book of Second Peter, chapter 2, verse 4. Okay. For if the most that sinned, they came down and had sex with the women of the women of the fathers of the father's daughters, but cast them down to hell. Now this word hell here could be darkness. There's a lot of levels of hell. There's the bottomless pit, that's hell. Inside the earth is hell, and outer darkness is hell. And delivered them into chains, watch this, of darkness. Now,
Right.
if it's a burning place, then it can't be in the earth because there will be light, right? Flames.
Yeah.
This is complete darkness to be revealed unto judgment.
Reserved.
Reserved, I'm sorry, unto judgment.
So we know that the angels are bound in outer darkness. Now, some of them are bound in earth.
Now listen closely about certain how this matches up with the
Some
Bible.
of them are bound in the earth, or not in earth, in the heavenly realm. Right?
I think.
So we understand that when the Most High judged the angels,
Go ahead.
he bound them in a realm or
I like that region.
or a dimension
Yeah.
that they cannot access
Come on.
the earth
They can't come.
unless that dimension or that part of the heavenlies or space is open.
Wow. Wow. And that's
So
what
they can-
CERN's about. That's what CERN's
So
about.
they can come down
Wow.
and do what they want. Let's go to Genesis chapter 6.
I can read about it.
Essentially,
Let me read it here.
everything in Genesis 6 is technically describing the end times.
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh. Oh, yeah. So stay in Peter? Make a mark?
No.
Okay. All right. Let's go to Genesis 6. Now, I just showed you the book of Enoch. And you've got to get this book because this is one of the missing books where it left off in Jude, right? It says, and Enoch, right? The fifth of Adam, right? Prophesied of these things. Now, why did they leave that off in the Bible? Well, get the book of Enoch, and then it'll pick it up right there, folks. It'll pick it up. Don't let anybody tell you that Enoch's not part of the Bible. It is the book of Enoch.
So, I will start reading. Genesis 6 verse 1. And it came to pass when men began to multiply on the face of the earth,
Go ahead, Josh.
and daughters were born unto them, that the sons of God, or the angels of God, saw the daughters of men that they were fair,
Mm-hmm.
and they took them wives of all that they chose.
Uh-huh.
And the Most High said, my spirit will not always strive with man.
Explain that, Josh, because they get that mixed up with explain that.
Strive
Josh.
with man, for he is also flesh, but his days shall be 120 years. So basically, what was happening was the fallen angels were starting to corrupt the DNA of people.
Right.
So they weren't having what we would call complete or full breed people. So the Most High wasn't really saying that he won't strive with a man. He wasn't, because at that point, the bloodline had got so defiled from divine creatures and women mixing, and the giants and all that there were very few actual people left.
That's right.
When I say people left, I'm actually talking about fully DNA people that came from a man and a woman.
Mm-hmm. Now, today, and you know this out there, if you got any understanding, that these scientists have been doing this for years, centuries, right? Splicing animals, mixing their bodies with. Now they have a beefalo, they have a steer mixed with a buffalo. I can go on and on. I mean, it's just it's endless.
So, and exactly, there were giants in the earth.
Come on.
In those days, and also after that, when the sons of God came unto the daughters,
the sons of God are the angels of the heavens.
Men, and they bear themselves giants, which the same became mighty men, which are of old, men of renown. So that is where we get the mythologies from. Mythology is not myth. Mythology is based really on Genesis chapter 6 and
reality.
The fall of the fall of the angels, and the angels being worshipped by men and their children, the giants, becoming gods and also deifying the angels.
Josh, now in Revelation, maybe we'll get to it later, it says that the star fell from heaven. Okay. These stars are fallen angels. They're still coming down today, and they're cohabiting with women, but they're only allowed into the government. The government with science, right? And technology. And right away they find a wife and they stay with her. And that's why a lot of people can't detect where they are, who they are.
So we understand the Most High, and the Most High said, the wickedness of man was great on the earth, and every imagination of his heart was only evil continually. So
all day long.
So basically,
every minute. Every
now,
second.
if you read in Yashayah, they start to worship these beings. They made idols and images to replicate these angels and the giants. That's where we get Horus, Anubis, Seth, Isis, Osiris.
They say Isis. The government wants to hide that word. It's Isis.
Zeus, Apollo, all these other
Hercules, right?
Greek gods, whatever different versions of gods you get.
They were real.
You actually,
they were myths.
This is where they come from. They come actually from Genesis 6.
That's right. Come on.
See, the world knows this, so they want you to believe it's mythology or it never happened.
Right. The world government controls the media, so it's the world's government that wants you to believe that, but it's not
so true. Why was, again, because God's spirit can only strive or go with complete people.
Awesome.
So when God flooded the earth, he wasn't destroying full-bred, what we would call humans or people. He was destroying the creation of the fallen angels and the giants.
That's right.
He was going after what they did.
They corrupted the earth.
So,
and they turned on each other, right?
And it repented the Most High that he
expound. And where is it? Where are you? Oh yeah. And it repented the Most High that he had made man on the earth. What man? Man that was corrupted by the giants. And it grieved him at his spirit or his heart. Okay. And want me to read?
Read.
And the Most High said, I will destroy man.
So why was he destroying man? Because the original DNA or DNA that he created was so defiled there was only one person left that was undefiled. That's why the Bible says Noah was righteous in his generation. Not so much that, you know, he was perfect, but that was more saying that his DNA was undefiled.
Right. That's
Because he didn't come from the fallen angels and women. He came from a man and a woman.
the word says that Noah found grace in the eyes of the Most High.
Exactly. That's why Noah found grace in the Most High.
And at that time, his sons were too. But what happened, you know, after the flood? That's another story. It's another lesson.
And the Most High said, I will destroy man, which I have made from the face of the earth, both man and beast.
Mm-hmm.
So we get that he had to destroy men because...
And beasts that they made, that like they spliced, right? That they made up. Right.
But exactly. So again, let's break this down. Why did the Most High have to destroy the animal kingdom?
Not all of it now. You know that. Many came into the ark. But there were animals that the Most High did not. He created them, but they did something to them.
Right. That's where we get all these giant animals from.
Mm-hmm.
Megalodon and all these myths of giant sharks, giant octopuses, squids, and all that. Why? Because they were splicing the giants. The giants taught mankind how to go into the DNA of different species
Flesh,
and
right.
make trans animals.
That's right.
Or fuse animals together to make a whole new species. That's where we get all these trans species from, different subspecies. Because in Genesis 6, that's when man began to learn how to splice animals. Right? But Noah found grace in the sight of the Most High.
Come on.
These are the generations of Noah. Okay, so basically, Noah found grace, or he was found favorable. Why? Because Noah's blood, Noah's DNA was pure. So Noah found grace because he had the correct bloodline. His bloodline was still connected to Adam and Eve. So to that point, think about this. The fallen angels have and the giants, the fallen angels have defiled man's bloodline to the point there was only one person on the entire earth that had the correct line.
Wow. Wow.
And we know that eventually the giants would end up almost destroying the earth because they would. That's why people in witchcraft, people have to shed blood to gain access into the occult, into the evil dimensions. Mm-hmm. Why? Because the giants taught man how to worship demons or the fallen angels through what?
That's only
through shedding blood.
That's right.
And furthermore, think about this. What was the Tower of Babel really about? The Tower of Babel was really a portal without you know what the technology, whatever technology they had. It was a primitive type of portal to get the angels back into the heavens because they were still falling. And once they fell, they couldn't get back. Now, since they're bound, according to 2 Peter 2 and 4, they're seeking an entry back. Right? They're seeking an entry back into
that's right.
the material realm.
And who are they using? The Satanist government is using technology to bring these spirits on the earth again.
So
through technology.
What I want to go to,
there's nothing new under the sun. Nothing new under
is Enoch.
Yeah, let me read it. I had to read. I know where you want to go.
I want to go somewhere.
Yeah. Okay.
Enoch chapter 15.
Right. Okay.
Hold on.
Whenever you're
So, and I have some other information I'm gonna put in to really tie this together. Enoch 15 verse
ready.
3.
Okay. Ready? Sit back.
Uh-huh.
Sit back. Wherefore
Read.
have ye left a high, holy, and eternal heaven,
Read.
and lain with women,
Uh-huh.
and
Read.
defiled yourselves with the daughters of men,
Uh-huh.
and
Read.
taken to yourselves wives, and done like the children of earth, and begotten giants as your sons.
So that's what we read in Genesis 6.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, as we're going to learn, these giants, these angels, when they came into the earth realm, they got they became able to have the same autonomy as a regular person.
Wow. And though ye were holy, spiritual, living the eternal life, you have defiled yourselves with the blood of women,
Mm-hmm.
and have begotten children with the blood of flesh, and as the children of men
Read.
have lusted after flesh and blood, as those also do who die and perish.
Uh-huh.
Therefore have I given them wives also, that they might impregnate them
Mm-hmm.
and beget children by them, that thus nothing might be wanting to them on earth.
Right. Read.
But you were formerly spiritual, living the eternal life, and immortal for all generations of the world. And therefore I have not appointed wives for you. For as for the spiritual ones of the heaven, in heaven is their dwelling. So the Most High, and even says it in Matthew, the angels do not marry.
The righteous angels.
Righteous angels do not marry.
So the spiritual realm is in heaven. So there's a veil. Now follow this. There's a barrier, most likely, that the Most High created to where only so much darkness can be accessed by those trying to access it on earth.
Come on.
So
That's right.
to break that barrier, people need technology to break open that barrier that the Most High has created.
And they're going to do it. They're going to break open that dimension, and the earth is going to be in chaos like you have never seen it before. And now the giants who are produced from the spirits of flesh will be called evil spirits upon the earth, and on the earth shall be their dwelling. That's why the Most High rebuked that spirit out of that man in the garden, Josh, in the tombs.
Uh-huh.
Evil spirits have proceeded from their bodies, because they are born from men, and from the holy watchers is their beginning and primal origin. They shall be evil spirits on earth, and evil spirits shall they be called.
So basically, after the flood happened, it destroyed the bodies of the giants. So the spirits of the giants are what we call demons. So to access and get, so Satanists or people who worship the devil
Come on.
need a way to make the earth
Darkness again.
darkness again
That's right. Come on. And how do they do it, Josh?
through technology.
That's right. And blood sacrifice. As for the spirits of heaven, in heaven shall be their dwelling. But as for the spirits of the earth, which were born upon the earth, on the earth shall be their dwelling.
So
Okay. Gotcha.
stop.
He's real good. Yeah, you got to get the Book of Enoch. If you're new listeners to our program,
I want
to our
to go into the book of Jubilees,
okay.
and we're going to confirm.
Here's another book. There's another missing book we have of the Bible, Jubilees.
So,
All right, Josh. What do you want me to do?
chapter 8, right there.
Okay. The genealogy of the descendants of Shem, Noah and his sons divide the earth. In the 29th Jubilee, in the first week, in the beginning thereof,
Artaxerxes.
Artaxerxes took to himself a wife, and her name was Razujah, right?
Mm-hmm.
The daughter of Susan, the daughter of Elam, and she bare him a son in the 3rd year in this week.
Read.
And he called his name Kalam, and the son grew, and his father taught him writing, and he went to seek for himself a place where he might size for himself a city. And he found a writing which former generations had carved on the rock,
Mm-hmm.
and he read what was thereon, and he transcribed it and signed owing to it.
Read.
Is that sin? S-I-N-E-D, right?
Read.
Sinned owing to it. For it contained the teaching of the watchers in accordance with which they used to observe the omens of the sun and moon and stars and all the signs of heaven.
Stop.
Wow.
So when Artaxerxes' son found this information, so the fallen angels left information for the people who follow Satan, and that's how we get meteorology. We read that in Enoch, right? About how they observed the clouds
Mm-hmm.
and the sun, the moon, the stars. That's going into stargazing, astrology.
Come on. Give them some insight of what they're watching on television, just with that Stargate and all that. Yeah. It's just what they're doing.
So
We're in the days of Noah, friends.
So they found this information. So basically, how does this translate to today? The people that run the earth have this information. That's how they create storms and all this. Okay? And they also have the further information through the fallen angels to gain more insight into the demonic.
Come on.
Okay? So what I want to do now, yeah,
Okay.
is I want to read some information.
You need to get these books. If you're first-time listeners or you've been with us a little while, you should have all these books already. Get the Book of Enoch.
Now this is gonna
and Jubilees. Get the Book of Jubilees.
This is gonna
by R.H. Charles. R.H. Charles is Enoch also.
I want to read some information here. Okay. A wormhole. Now we've seen the largest wormhole generator is called CERN. Okay, so a wormhole is a
look what they call it, Mary, a wormhole. Make some tea on it. Make a cup of tea. It's a way done. What's this game?
structure
Not all, but I watched some.
linking separate points in space-time. So basically a wormhole is a interdimensional star.
Can they see this, Josh? You're showing them, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Show them this.
Is a speculative structure linking separate points in space-time. Okay? So basically, and I'm going to show you how they show you this in movies.
Hold your thought 1 second. The word says that in the Bible, he says, I will exalt my stars above the heaven. And Most High said, no, I'm going to cast you down. But today he came back and now he's exalted his throne above the stars through technology.
Right. So and is based on a solution of the Einstein field. A wormhole can be visualized as a tunnel. Now, pay attention to this. A wormhole can be visualized as a tunnel with two ends, each at separate points in space-time, i.e., different locations or different points of time.
Wow.
So what they're telling you is they can actually, with technology, in a way, time travel.
Wow. That's why they showed all those TV programs like Star Trek, Anthony, and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And stargazing today, right?
Twilight Zone.
Twilight Zone.
So,
That's exactly what.
Wow.
so basically,
We're in the days of Noah, folks.
what they're doing with CERN is they're trying to open a wormhole in between. Basically, they're trying to break down a barrier by accelerating energy fast enough and having it hit against each other until it opens a realm or a hole where their gods or the fallen angels or demons can walk through it. Wormholes are constant with the general theory of relativity.
Right, relativity. That's right.
But whether wormholes actually exist remains to be seen. Now, they say that, but they know, okay, these scientists know the Bible. They know they know what exactly exists in the out
that's right. In the realms, yeah, they know.
a wormhole. Wormhole.
I like that, Josh. That's good. Wormhole.
A termhole. Wormhole could.
This is good.
Wait, watch this. A wormhole could connect extensive long distances such as 1 billion light years or more. Short distances such as meters, few meters distance, universes, or different parts of time.
See, by the way, the viewers are thinking, well, then there's got to be a universe, right? Because it's past what you call, the the dome that's over us.
or
No,
the visible.
right. It's something that it's invisible. You don't see it. It's a dimension. There's no universe. There's another dimension. And you've heard that on Star Trek. You've heard those words, right?
And here, there's a little example of, okay, for a simplified notion of a wormhole, space can be illustrated by two-dimensional or 2D surface in is in this case, a wormhole would appear at the hole in the surface leading into a 3D tube. So basically,
wow.
Okay.
There it is right there. Let me show it.
Right here. So basically, what this is saying is they have the technology to bring a two-dimensional creature into a three-dimensional or earth realm.
It could bring it into the earth, on the earth. They could actually bring giants back on the earth. If they're in darkness, right?
No, the fallen angels are in darkness.
Okay, so the giants, are they still alive, Josh? Well, no, they became spirits on the earth, right? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Oh.
Okay, I got you. All right, so that was wrong. Someone told me there were still giants somewhere. I said no.
Then
big people, but not
reimagine at another location on the 3D surface with a hole similar into the entrance. An actual wormhole would be be analogous to this, but with the spatial dimension raised for okay, another way to imagine wormholes is to take a sheet of paper and draw two snow hat distant point to draw two somewhat distant points, and on one side of the paper and the sheet of paper representing the plane in the spectrum continuum, and the 2 points represent a distance to be traveled between however. Okay, so basically this is all saying that you can pretty much create an example of this with a piece of paper by drawing 2 points on and like this example here. Or even right here. Okay, so, and again, you can read all this on your own.
Wikipedia, right?
It's very interesting.
Yeah, it's all true too. See, the government is they'll just throw enough out to you for you to see it. But all this is straight up. It's all from the Bible, It's all from the books.
And there's plenty of information.
A lot of information. So don't be afraid to read it, and don't be afraid to search it yourself. We are in the days of Noah. We are definitely in the days of Noah. Matter of fact, we're past the middle of the days of Noah. If this CERN is real, and I believe it is, the American government already is planning to
I
go
want to
Switzerland.
read this, then I'm going to give you an
watch it.
example of how they put this in movies.
Oh, good, Josh.
Time travel. Now, that's a far-fetched concept to us because we can't conceive of technology that is possessed by us that can actually travel through time. But the government and these people that rule over us have the power and the money and the technology with CERN to actually time travel in a sense. Time travel is a concept of motion, of movement between certain points in time, analogous to movement between different points in space. An object or a person typically can using a hypothetical device known as a time machine. Now that's not hypothetical. A time machine. Now,
well, what's that movie the time machine made, the old man and the kid?
Back to the Future.
Back to the Future. See, there's another one. You see how they throw it out to you, folks? You see how they throw it out to the public, but you don't believe it because we can't comprehend this, like what Josh said, this technology that's here. In that movie with that black brother, remember? He falls in the water and he wakes up, he's in another time.
Yeah.
Remember? He meets the queen, remember? Huh? What? I forgot the name of the movie. Do you remember, Mary? You know what movie I'm talking about, right?
Everybody.
He's a comedian, the black brother. Oh, there's hundreds of programs that they're throwing in front of people every day, every night on television, and they're throwing it out there because they want America to be conformed to it.
So, I want to kind of go back. So basically, okay, so time travel. It is uncertain if time travel is the past to the past is physically possible. Now we know that's talking about people.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not talking about entities that are already in the past.
There you go. This is
Or going. They know that with the technology. I mean, that's not a.
They believe they can do it because what Josh said, they have the power and the money to do it, and
Possible.
Satan's behind it all because he lost out with the Most High.
Forward time travel outside the usual sense. Okay. Now I want to let's see if we can find that.
There's a lot of people who don't believe that Rome is there, man. Right, Tony? There's a lot of people who don't believe that. And the government is, this United States government is going to go to Switzerland.
Stargate. Now,
All right, there you go. Show them, Josh.
we've heard of that movie.
Uh-huh.
Now, how does this relate to the Bible? I'm going to read a little of this, then we'll close. Stargate is a science fiction, so they want you to believe
It's not real.
this is not real.
And it is real. They're showing you right there.
Media
it's real. They're lying to you.
franchise based on the film by Dylan Devlin and Richard Emrich. The franchise is based on the idea of an alien okay, hold on.
Where are you?
An alien across the chasmus. Wait a minute. An alien Einstein Ross Rosen bridge,
Uh-huh.
an alien bridge device, the Stargate, that enables
Nearly
nearly insignificant
instantaneous
okay, hold on,
travel
everybody.
across the
So
cosmos. Wow.
So this is based on technology that enables people to Stargate is the idea of an Einstein-Roger Hole bridge device that enables nearly instantaneous travel across the cosmos.
Wow. That's why people always say, I want to go to the moon, right, Mary? Mars. And they don't know they're only going to go so far because there's nothing really out there but a dimension.
So that's
wow. That's
okay.
Sick, man.
This is what CERN is. Look at this picture, everybody. I'm pointing to with my mouse, with the mouse pointer. See that?
Yes, look at that. Look at that hole, Josh.
Stargate or portal.
Portal.
Or portal open.
Look at that. They showed right into the United States. Everybody. They showed all the world.
Now, I want to read.
The conforming people, Tony.
The idea, the franchise began. Okay. I just want to read a little of the premise so we get
Let them read it, Josh.
then I'll close. I just want to read a little more of this. Okay, so Stargate Productions create a premise of a Stargate or a third, watch this, of a Stargate, a ring-shaped portal.
Wow.
So these filmmakers know these filmmakers and people that own Hollywood understand.
Who are they?
They understand there are portals out in the heavens that the Most High has bound the entities they worshipped in.
Wow.
That enables rapid
transportation.
Okay, a ring-shaped portal that enables rapid transportation to the Stargate located cosmic. The Stargate
distances away.
Stargate transportation to the Stargate's location cosmic distances away. So they understand that they can use technology, these people that rule the earth, to open a portal that enables what they worship or their demons they reverence
Come on.
to enter a three-dimensional realm or earth. I'll just read the rest of this, a little more of this premise. Again, this is all out of the Bible. We're reading to you Genesis 6.
That's right.
Okay. The story begins when one of such device is discovered on Earth in 1994. The 1994 film and subsequent television series depict how the device is kept under the continental United States. So the government has a Stargate hidden somewhere in the United States underground, is what they're telling you.
Wow.
They literally tell you that the government has this technology under the U.S. I'll read that again. The 1994 film and subsequent television series depict how the device is kept under the continent of the United States. So who has this technology? The government. So they're telling you in this movie the government has the ability to time travel or to bring things out of the heavenlies or out of the unseen to the earth.
Into this
Wow.
atmosphere.
Think about this. This is Genesis 6 on steroids. Think about it.
That's right.
I just want I'm gonna read because this is deep. Watch this. Device who is kept under the control of the United States government. Who does the government communicate with this technology? Fallen angels. See how they put all this stuff in movies, brothers and sisters, but we don't pay attention.
That's right.
Because we haven't been taught the Bible.
Right, because we're told that it's a myth. It's it's something like way in the future.
Wow. Who use it who uses it oh,
Who uses it?
who use it to conduct
Don't worry about Galaxy.
who use it
Galactic
Oh yeah.
to conduct interplanetary or interdimensional missions.
Wow.
So why is the government trying to communicate with something out of our dimension?
Oh, come on.
Come on, brothers and sisters. Let me read that. Who use it to conduct interplanetary or dimensional missions by dialing the thousands of stargates located in the galaxy or dimensions which are the legacy of ancient civilizations. So they want us to believe that we're so advanced, but they're telling us in this premise of the movie that ancient generations, satanic worshiping like the Egyptians, the Babylonians, the Phoenicians, the Romans, the Greeks, the Medo-Persians, all of this technology has been here. We are not advancing, brothers and sisters. We are getting stupider. Now, you know what I mean. Technology-wise, we are nowhere close to as advanced as when all this technology originally was given to man by the angels, by the fallen angels.
That's right.
We are getting stupider. We are, because everything is in technology, since we are getting stupider because the Most High is bringing all this to an end.
Right.
So the earth, everything is getting lower, 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 not expanding. Nothing. See, that's why they want everyone to believe we're evolving or getting wiser when we're actually not.
Wow.
So basically, so far we've learned that the U.S. government has technology which enables them to go interdimensional missions or to open wormholes or portals to communicate with. What are they communicating with?
Uh-huh. Come on.
Could it be they're communicating with what the Most High bound in darkness?
It could be.
And they're hopefully trying to use the technology to break down that wall the Most High has them sealed in so they can come through the Stargate. Hold on, more information. This is getting good. So
can you make the letters bigger?
No. The Stargate located in the galaxy, which with the legacy of ancient civilization. So again, they're telling us ancient people had the same technology and even more advanced than what we have. The exploration originally had the goal of acquiring extremely rare resources, new technology, and detecting threats. What technology could they, or what could they be communicating with?
Well,
New technology.
Herman, right?
New technology. So the government is using this thing they have under the U.S. to go and to communicate with entities that give them technology. That's why they need bloodshed and war to keep the portals open.
Wow.
Because right now the Most High still has a wall up keeping these entities from coming in as much as they would like. That's why they're using CERN to try to break down or destroy that barrier. So that the demonic can be an everyday experience on Earth. But the few scientists and humanitarian issues and
pick up tomorrow.
Okay, brothers and sisters.
Tell them to read it, finish it, and then we'll pick it up tomorrow. Yeah, there's a lot. I mean, yeah, there's a lot there because if you read this yourself, you're gonna be shocked. Remember, they'll always throw things out in front of you, and they'll always call it a myth because they really don't want you to believe it's happening, and it's happening. What could this mean for the world?
So
disaster.
Again, remember what we just read. They are using this technology to go through dimensions or galaxies. There's no such thing as a galaxy. It's dimensions or portals in the realms of the heavens.
That's right.
To communicate and gain knowledge of technology.
Awesome, brother. That's true. That's right.
So whatever was not revealed by the fallen angels, they are trying to get revealed to them by spirits or demons. Again, that's why they need a constant culture of death, bloodshed, because life is in the blood. So through that blood that is shed, portals keep opening wherever that blood is shed. So they can conduct occult ceremonies and communicate with demons on a low level, because this is the highest level, the Stargate or the CERN level, where they are literally trying bring the dimensions together. That's why the Most High has the dimensions separate, because he knows that mankind can't handle the dimension. That's pretty much what happened before the flood. The fallen angels brought the dimension of knowledge of heaven to earth. And once the Most High bound the angels and they were judged, they have been trying to get back into this realm.
So Josh,
So now, that's why only a couple, stars can fall one at a time now,
I see. From Mount Hermon, right? On Mount Hermon.
wherever they fall.
Right.
Because there's a barrier set up where only a couple, or hypothetically, one or two could come down at a time.
Oh, I see. Okay.
That's why we don't see falling stars all the time. But with this Stargate technology, they are literally trying to break down that barrier so the angels don't have to fall no more.
Tell them what the government calls them, Josh, the fallen star, the fallen angels. What do they call them?
Now, they hide this by calling these entities Anunnaki,
Right.
aliens,
Cosmic. What's that word?
aliens,
Shooting stars. All kinds of different names.
ETs.
So
they are afraid of something coming out of the sky. They know the Messiah is coming back in the heavens. So they are trying to use technology to bring their angels back, their gods back, so they can hopefully defeat Christ, which they know they cannot. That's why, if you notice, everyone is the military is getting more antimatter weaponry, EMT, electromagnetic pulse weapons. Why are you trying to develop weapons to fight something not of this world? Why are you developing weaponry that is electronic?
come on.
Or they say to disorientate the enemy, but that's really not what they're doing. They're developing these EMT machines and electromagnetic pulse shooters because they understand there's something coming out of the sky eventually that is not of this world that they cannot beat. Well, they'll try to beat it. That's why they're making all this new antimatter weaponry, because they know you cannot fight what eventually we're going to fight against with mortal weapons. That's why they continually have to go through these stargates or portals to get newer secret technology so they can fight Christ eventually.
So we're gonna pick this up. And bring maybe another lesson tomorrow, maybe even Friday and Saturday, because there's a lot there.
Shalom.
Shalom.